minded, but it's also volatile and accelerating in complexity. That's why we created Token Metrics, an intelligent crypto platform backed by an industry-leading combination of data, AI, and media that feeds optimized portfolios to crypto investors. Featuring Token Metrics ratings to help you find the best investment opportunities in real time, an indices page that showcases various model portfolios, and deep insights into price predictions and technical analysis. A dedicated NFT dashboard that evaluates NFT collections and assets by our machine learning algorithm to find the most profitable and secure NFTs across all available blockchains. Plus, with access to Token Metrics TV, monitor 24/7 exclusive crypto news and analysis. Whether you're a first-time trader or a seasoned crypto investor, you can stay informed and in control, backed by your all-in-one crypto companion, Token Metrics. Take control of crypto today at tokenmetrics.com.
All right. Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Let me know down in the comments below. It's been a big week. I'm going to talk Astra DAO. All right. Hey, what's up, Bull Runner? Good to have you here. You're first on the live stream. What's up, Richard? What's up, Big Bezos? We got Bezos in the house. Sully So, what's up? Richard Barry, what's going on from Augusta, Georgia? Crypto Stack of Forest. All right, what's up? What's going on? Is that Forest? Alpha Diallo, what's up, my guy? How's it going? It's been a while. What's next, Helium? So that was posted already on Tokenmetrics Research. Just go to Tokenmetrics Research. An email was sent out I think early in the week. On Friday. There'll be an investment memo coming out as well. What's up, Ernest? Red for Danger. Chris Banjo. Macroscopic, what's up? Bob Marsh. Akin. Crypto Mike 68 from SoCal, what's up? Mass DYN. All right. Can you guys hear me? Is the audio good? Just got back from a big day of work, but I definitely want to go through and answer every question there is when it comes to Astra DAO. Hope you guys enjoyed the airdrop. As mentioned, we always find ways to offer value to our day one, to our early supporters, and we want to keep on offering the value as much as we can. All right, just give me a few seconds here just to double check something to make sure we are all good. I want to pull up the stream here on my iPad. All right, we're good. We're all good. All right, so where do we start with Astra DAO? First of all, let me know who got the airdrop. Let me who claimed the airdrop. We wanted to really give away as much value to our community because you guys have been with us from the bottom of the bear market with Token Metrics and wanted to really help support you and help show appreciation for everything that you do for Token Metrics and our community, right? So the question we've been getting a lot is, what is Token Metrics involvement in Astra DAO? For those who don't know, actually, let me pull up Astra DAO website. Just give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. I'm doing this on my laptop, so I don't have multiple screens, so I don't think I can view the chat, but I can view it on my iPad. Okay, so let's share this. We don't want to share the whole computer. Yep. Okay, all right. Yeah, so this is the Astra DAO website, astradao.org, ASTRADAO.org. As you can see, we have the dolphin as the mascot, going to the moon and beyond, because that's what we're about. And it's essentially a platform that lets you passively invest in crypto. It lets anybody basically launch an index. So I'll be launching an index soon, which all of you can follow and also invest in. And we hope anybody out there can also launch their own index. Right now, there is a future launch an index. We'll go through all that. But for now, it's basically a platform, a marketplace where anybody can come. And if you think you're a good trader, if you think you're a good investor, this is where you can make it happen. Right? And you can also earn fees. You can earn performance fees on the profits. So there's lots of upside for creating an index. All right. So where do I want to start? Ernest says he got the drop. That's what's up. Good to have you here. Okay, all right. So this is basically the platform. You can go there, and officially we have launched staking. So currently, I don't think you guys can see my staking. I gotta connect to my wallet. Just give me 1 second. Let's connect to one of my wallets here. Yeah, so basically you come here, you log in, and you come to staking, right? You click staking. So we'll be launching staking in phases. So yeah, so I've basically staked. Staking rewards are paid out per block. So currently we have just regular staking. Then iToken staking will happen once we launch the indices. So right now anybody can launch indices, but those are tokens that anybody who invests in an index on the platform, you actually earn rewards. So 70% of our staking rewards will be going to those who invest in indices. So there's a huge incentive to invest in the indices. Then you have liquidity mining. So we have a liquidity pool on Uniswap that, let me refresh this, has over 500,000 TVL already locked up. It's a great job to our community, early supporters. I've also been adding to the liquidity pool, lots of other people as well in the community, so that's always good. By going back to the site, yeah, so we'll be launching that as well. To do that, we have to first create a governance proposal, and I'll go through all of that. But really, I'm here to answer any questions anybody has. But let me just quickly walk through the platform, right? So basically, you come here. The cool thing about this is you can invest in an index. So let's say, first of all, let's say I want to build an index, right? Let's say I want to build an index using token metrics, using the TM grade, which is something I do plan to do. I would just come here, click on build. And since this is built on Ethereum, you just choose the tokens you'd like to add, right? So let's say I want to build a DeFi index or whatever, right? So let's see some tokens I like. So let's add Alchemix. Let's add ApeCoin, which I do hold. I have both of them, Alchemix and ApeCoin. I have Audius as well. Let's choose that. Let's see what else. Actually, let me search. LDO. Yep, let's add LDO. And what else do we want to add? Let's do Aragon, right? So I will just choose those tokens. Then I come here and I can put in the allocation, right? Weights. So let's say we have 5 coins. I want to do 20% in each. 20%. I choose how often I will manually rebalance, because currently this is manually rebalancing. It's not automated. But so let's say I want to do weekly because I don't have time to daily rebalance and gas fees. So this basically lets anybody who invests in this index know how long it will take for you to rebalance. So then you can choose the minimum TVL for this index to start, right? Because launching an index and having to rebalance and all that does include gas fees because it's on Ethereum. So let's say I don't want this index to officially be open for rebalancing and trading until we have $100,000 in this index. And let's call this, TM Web3 index. We can choose a symbol, TM, yeah, there we go, TM Web3. We can say Web3 index using token metrics grade. All right, so basically I'll just come here and I would continue. So then it gives me basically, now to publish an index, you have to have 5 billion Astra tokens. Right? For those who don't know, Astra has 100 trillion tokens. Yes, trillion. Wanted to make sure that the price was not a factor, because some people look at price. So wanted to make sure the price was not a factor. We're currently trading on DEXs, as mentioned. We're on Uniswap. The current price, looking at DEX Screener, which is a good tool to look at everything. Current price for Astra is basically 6 zeros and 3 or 34, right? For those who are curious, we launched this on the weekend, and the initial price was basically 7 zeros and a 5, right? So basically, it launched at about 5 million FDV, and it's now at about 34, 35. So it's done about a 7x in terms of FDV. But basically, you would just take this price. So let me just take the last trading price from Uniswap. Looks like somebody just bought some on this live stream. All right, so we'll just take this price, going back here, times 5 billion, right? So let's do some quick math. So we'll just do that times, I'll copy this. So basically $1,700 to launch an index, right? Slightly under 2K. Yes, that might be expensive for some, but we want it that way initially so that people are heavily invested in wanting these indices they launch to succeed. We don't want people to just spam our protocol with just a bunch of spam that's not going to make anybody any money, right? We want people to have skin in the game, right? And this is a fee you pay to the protocol that you don't get back. So you have to really believe in your skills in launching an index, right? So you have to put your money where your mouth is. The good thing is the money you're paying is then given as a reward to stakers. So the community is always earning rewards through the community growing. I mean, and through the protocol growing and being used. Now, the cool thing is, now I'm not going to go through and actually publish one, but I'll do that in a different video where I'll do a deep dive on how to do everything. The cool thing is, as an index creator, as an index manager, basically, you also have upside. You get performance fees, right? So in this case, the way it works is 20% of the profits are paid out to both the index creator and the community. Now, the index creator being the one that actually has to manage the index, they take those 20%, and 80% of that goes to the index creator. So essentially, they get 16% performance fees on any profits they make. And the other 20%, which converts to 4%, goes to all the stakers. So if you're staking, you're constantly earning rewards, right? So let's give it a real example, right? So let's say in this example, I said $100,000 as a TVL. Let's say we hit that threshold, it then launches. And let's say within a month or so, it doubles because we're in a bull run, and it goes to $200,000. So for creating that index, that's 100 grand. Me getting, or any index creator getting 16% of the profits would be 16 grand you get, right? And the other 4 grand will be given to stakers as a reward for staking, right? So lots of incentive, and people could potentially build a career out of this, right? So this is how you launch an index. Once the platform is fully live, all the indices will be on the homepage. On the indices page. You come here, we'll have the index, we'll have the TVL, we'll have the ROI. It will also have the risk score. We'll basically look at the different metrics from the volatility, essentially, to try to guide you on what indices are risky and volatile and those which are more stable. And they will also show you the staking rewards. So I highly encourage that. Then we also have my portfolio. Right now, I don't have any indices I have personally invested in. But let's say I invested in somebody's index, right? Let's say somebody here on the chat creates the index. You could come here and basically invest in that, and it would appear here, right? Now, for investing in that, you would also earn tokens, right? So from the community rewards, you can check all of this out if you go to docs.astra. So this is basically our documentation, a white paper, for those who are curious. But basically, 70% of the rewards will be going to people who invest in the indices. Let me actually just confirm that because I want to get that right. Yes, 20% go to stakers. To the liquidity pool, and 10% to stakers. Right. So if you're staking, you're always earning rewards. But yeah, that's basically how you do everything. This will be fully decentralized, fully on chain. So all the proposals will appear here under governance, and you would come here and basically create a proposal. Right. To create a proposal, you do have to stake tokens. You have to stake 5 billion tokens. and you stake that for 6 months. And then after that, those tokens are given back to you. All right, so that's essentially the platform. Let me check in with the chat and see where we are and help answer any questions. All right. Okay, let's see what questions we got. All right, everybody's saying hello. Welcome to the stream. Great to have you here. All right, let's see here. Richard Barry, are you guys seeing that? Okay, yeah. I got 26 million tokens. Yeah, so tokens were given out in a very, we thought, fair fashion. So 13% of the supply was given to early supporters of the community, right? Those who've been with us since the beginning, right? So essentially to Token Metrics customers, to Token Metrics investors from the Reg CF crowdfund, Reg D, seed round, all of that, and then to also our affiliates, right? So, and then for our customers, it was based on how long you've been with us. That was one factor, and the other factor was how much you spent at Token Metrics, right? So, for example, somebody who had a VIP plan since we launched will be getting a lot more tokens than somebody who has a basic plan for just 1 month, right? We thought that was fair. All right. Then we'll be announcing the Astra board. Actually, it's now live on the website. Let me pull this back up. If we go to the website here, because Astra is a fully decentralized project, it will be open source. We'll have more information on that. But basically, if you come down here, this is the Astra board. So myself, obviously, you guys know me, founder and CEO of Token Metrics. We also have Ugo and Diego, who are part of the founder of Dreamers DAO, and also advisors to Token Metrics and investors in Token Metrics, and also part of Token Metrics Ventures. We also have Paresh, who used to do code reviews and is a blockchain developer for Token Metrics. He used to work at Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. The board will be serving an initial 6 months. Then each year, the community will vote on board members, right? So whether they want these to continue or whether they want to nominate new board members, right? So it'll be up to the community to nominate all of that. And basically, this is an open source project, decentralized, and it's owned by the community, right? So this is not a Token Metrics project. Token Metrics was an early core contributor. The best way to explain this is Satoshi is not the CEO of Bitcoin, right? Ethereum is not the founder, or rather the CEO of Ethereum. I'm sorry, Vitalik is not the CEO of, right? It's basically a project that they were core contributors to, that they helped support and launch, but now it's a community-owned project, right? Same thing with Astra DAO. So just wanted to kind of put that out there. Now let's get to the questions for the AMA. Alpha Diallo says, I didn't get any tokens. If you didn't get any tokens, that means you didn't really fully complete the KYC or AML. That was something our legal team and compliance team highly told us to do, right? So because it was an airdrop. So I would say, I mean, it sucks, but the airdrop has already happened, right? So it's unfortunate. Ernest says he got the drop. That's good. Good to hear. I think Sang got the drop as well. That's good. All right, let me get to the questions. Okay, Just Learning says, I think this is just like Lunar Anchor Protocol. Well, Luna is just earning yield, right? It's basically like a savings account, right? It was earning 18% yield, right? This is not that at all. This is a place where anybody can launch an index fund on the Ethereum protocol, right? So those are two totally different things. What's up, Solo TV? I'm in New York right now, New York City. All right. Rodney says, so can one build an index fund as of now? Yeah, actually you can. They just but anybody can build an index fund. You don't have to just pay the fee. Yeah, so anybody can do it, but we haven't officially announced it. But everything will be coming out in tranches in terms of the communication to the community. But I would say go out and test it. Right now, we've just announced staking today. That email went out, and the social post for that went out. Then I'll be going through and doing videos, walking through everything. All right. Let's see here. Who developed this platform? So there were lots of people involved. As mentioned before, Tokenmetrics and the team were early co-contributors. Right? Basically, there are lots of people involved, and now it's a community project, right? So that's why we had the governance vote on Snapshot for the community to vote to launch the network, and that vote happened on the weekend. And the project has been fully audited. We had 2 audits, one from Halborn and one from Hacken. The audits are on the documentation page. Future Money says, how can I buy Astra DAO? If you want to purchase tokens, you have to purchase them on Uniswap. So if you just go to Uniswap, right, you can basically just say, well, this is the contract, right? I'll drop this in the chat because I don't want anybody to get scammed. Then you can just go to trade, and this will take you to the Uniswap page. We have applied to be listed on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. That will take some time. But basically, this is the token, right? Let me drop this in the chat. Give me 1 second. But yeah, you can also pull this up on Etherscan. If you go to Etherscan and just type in Astra DAO, we should be the first one. Yep, Astra DAO. Now the contract I posted, I'm sorry, is actually the contract for the pool to purchase Astra with an ETH pair. But this is basically the payment, right? This is the actual token contract, right? So I will drop this in the chat as well for reference. So basically, you would just go there, right? This is the contract. If you want to add this to MetaMask, right? And you can verify this, but this is the official link, and you can check by all these different metrics, right? Okay, all right. Back to the AMA. All right. How do people? What happened to that? Let me pull that again. How do people claim their tokens if they were whitelisted? If you're whitelisted, the tokens were already airdropped to you. It was an automatic airdrop, so that saved you on gas fees. You would just have to add that contract I posted to your MetaMask or whatever wallet you have. But for MetaMask, you have to add that and import that token, and then it will appear as Astra tokens. We have posted this in the Astra Telegram group. I highly encourage you to go check that out if you haven't. Our social links are directly on the website. So if you just come to Astra and go to the homepage, where's that? Yeah, basically these are our social links right here. So just click to Telegram, that has it. Our documentation also has it here as well, Twitter, Telegram, Discord. Telegram is where we're sending most of the communications. That's where I'm actively posting, typically every day or two. But basically you just add that to your MetaMask. Okay, all right, let's get back to the questions. Sam says, will there be training videos on how to create the index and manage it? Yes, we actually have a YouTube channel. If you go to, where is this? Give me 1 second. Yeah, basically this is the channel. We have different videos you can go to, right? So basically, yeah, I would just come here and go on YouTube. We have different videos. I'll also be doing my own deep dive video, walking through everything where you guys see me launching an index as a video. Then you guys can potentially invest. And that way everybody gets to see how you can use the platform from beginning to end. Right, so go to YouTube, check that out. All right. To why would somebody want to start an index? I kind of don't understand the purpose of an index to begin with. Well, I mean, the same reason people start indices for stocks and equities, right? As an index manager or fund manager, right? You have upside, right? And it's a way for you to really, one, invest, and two, have other people who maybe believe in you co-invest with you, right? And then you share a portion of the profits, right? So the same reason people launch indices and funds. Okay, all right. Hey, Ian, is there any plan on being multi-chained, i.e. Binance Smart Chain, Harmony, etc.? Yes, we do have plans to be multi-chain. Uh, not Binance Smart Chain, unfortunately, unless they come to us and talk to us. It's not really a decentralized blockchain. If right now we want to first grow and get traction on the Ethereum blockchain, once we have that, then we want to potentially look into Polygon, Avalanche, basically any blockchain that's EVM compatible, right? But right now we don't want to fractionalize the one TVL, the community, until we have enough traction where we can venture out onto other blockchains. But a very good question. Will there be passive indexes that don't require a 20% performance fee? Not at the moment, right? Right now, that's basically the fee. The fee can be changed by the community, but typically that's what funds have, right? They have 2 and 20 model, right? So that's why we use that. But that also gives incentive for good investors and traders to come on the platform and basically launch an index. Token is already trading. That I answered. What other exchanges? That we can't really comment, but right now it's basically a decentralized project. But stay tuned. That's all I can say. How do you claim your tokens if you're whitelisted? Well, I mentioned that earlier. You have to add the token to your MetaMask, right? So you take the contract address, right, that begins in 7E9, ends in E3E23. You copy this, you go to MetaMask, and you do import token. If you don't know how to do it, there are videos on YouTube on how to do it. You can just Google how to import a token in MetaMask, and that will help you find it. And that should have the token appear in your MetaMask wallet. Okay, Sam says, if I buy an index which costs me 5 billion Astra, but I don't know how to create a proposal, how is it going to benefit me? Now, quick clarification. Investing in an index does not cost you $5 billion. I mean, I'm sorry, 5 billion Astra tokens, which is 1,700 at current prices. That's only for the index creator. Everybody else who has to invest in that index does not have to pay anything except for gas, right? So this is just for the people creating, right? And then for doing that, if they perform well, they get 16% of the profits, right? So just want to clarify that, Sam. And we have documentation, so you can go through and read all the different ways on how to create a proposal. But you don't have to create a proposal for launching an index or to invest. Proposals are for governance and things like that. I received another 2 million tokens today, says a business. That's great, congrats. I'm guessing you're staking, or I'm guessing, you know, because airdrop happened last week, so I'm not sure where those other tokens came from. So I would say I'm guessing you're probably staking or something. Aaron says, "Hi Ian, hope you're doing good." Yeah, doing well. I'm glad to be here with our crypto family, Tokenmetrics family, and now Astra DAO family. So cannot complain, cannot complain. Rahul asks, will an index have risk profiles labeled, or will we have to just trust a fund manager? No, they'll have risk profiles, right? So as mentioned, if you come here on the site, they'll have a risk score, right? So based on how volatile the index is, right? Obviously, one that's more stable, like one that has large caps versus one that has a bunch of degen coins, will have two totally different risk scores. Yeah, so that's something we will have on the platform to help you be aware of what you're getting into. Future Money says, thanks a lot, Ian. I met with you in Dubai. That's awesome. Yeah, I love Dubai. I was there in 2018 for a crypto world tour, and back in I was back last year during COVID, because one of the few places I was there for New Year's. That was pretty cool. One of the few places that was still open, well, relatively open. I was good. Had a chance to see the fireworks at the Burj Khalifa. Was actually hanging out with Crypto Jack, Carl the Moon, and MM Crypto, and those guys. The Crypto Dubai crew. Okay, Hardbody says website can connect to MetaMask wallet on mobile. Okay, I'm not sure why that's happening. I will share that with the developers and let you know. We also want to add Wallet Connect. That's something we haven't added yet, but we'll add that soon as well. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not working on mobile for some people. We'll have to look into that. Richard says, so an index is similar to crowdfunding. I could start an index to make passive income. You could as an index creator, but even as an index investor, right? For investing in an index, 70% of the rewards will be going to people who are investing in indices, right? So you could potentially get 2/3 of whatever you put in an index. Depends on how many people actually invest in the index, right? But early on, most of the rewards and will be going to those who are in the indices, basically liquidity mining. But it's really there to incentivize people to invest in the indices, right? But also as the index goes up, the index creator is basically managing the money for you, right? That's how you passively earn money in crypto. Okay, so let's say I invest in somebody and they're pretty good. The index does a 3x. So they're handling the rebalancing and all that. I'm doing nothing. So I'm passively earning money in crypto. That's how that works. Looks like my AirPods are about to die. Oh no. All right. Let's move on. And my computer is now going slow. Okay, hold on. Let me just see if I can close some windows here. Just bear with me, everybody. I got way too many things open. Uh, all right, closing all these windows. Let me close Zoom as well. All right. Okay, is that better? All right, I think that should be better. All right. Ian, Bitcoin is about to dump hard right now. Thoughts? Well, I mean, the TM grade flipped back to bearish. It's been bearish, bullish, bearish. So there's been lots of sideways action. Things are kind of choppy, but still bullish. I would say for the next, because first of all, I don't have any Bitcoin. Right? Haven't had any since really like 2018. Bitcoin is old news. It's old technology. I think Ethereum is a better store of value. We have ETH 2.0 coming out with the merge. So I'm bullish until the merge, until close to the merge. Then from there, I would de-risk. Probably take some capital ETH off the table while still having some ETH to kind of hedge and see how the actual merge goes. Because you never know. There could be a hiccup. There could be contention. There could be a fork. Who knows what's going to happen, right? Who knows if Ethereum proof of work people still want to keep that chain going? Who knows how ETH proof of stake will be? Whether there's regulation issues. We saw what happened with Tornado Cash. All right, so definitely hedge. That's kind of my strategy. Can you only add tokens that are on the Ethereum network today? Yes, because it's built on Ethereum. So right now it's just ERC20 tokens. So you can't, you cannot add Solana. You cannot add all these other non-Ethereum chains. All right. Slacker dude says, great project. I've been waiting to invest in TM indices. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I wanted to wait for people to passively invest in crypto. There are 2 holders that have around 90% of the tokens. Isn't that risky? So those are not holders, right? If we go here, right, you can go to Etherscan and go to holders. Basically, this is the deployer contract, right? This is can you guys see this? Okay, yeah, it's there. Yeah, this is the deployer contract. This is the contract that basically launched the token and the network on mainnet, right? Then these tokens are being sent into vesting smart contracts for the liquidity rewards, for the staking, and for the iToken staking, right? So basically staking rewards, right? So basically these are developer contracts, right? And as you see here with this item here, these are contracts, right? So these are not actual people. And then once the deployer is done, this wallet will basically be destroyed or basically burnt, right? The keys will be thrown away, and we'll have a public announcement for all that, right? So no need to be concerned, right? So basically all of these are contracts, and these are not actual individuals, right? Like this is a Uniswap pool, right? They basically wanted to clarify that. And that's standard with launching projects on the mainnet. Why such high max supply? Honestly, because we, as here at Tokenmetrics, let me take this off so you guys can see me. At Tokenmetrics, we like working with data and with the analytics. And the data shows, even though price should not be a factor, people care about the price, right? All you have to do is just look at the price of XRP and Ripple, look at the price of Shiba Inu, look at the price, right? People, because lots of people who enter crypto don't look at the FDV, the fully diluted valuation, or even the market cap, right? FDV matters a lot more because that shows you the total supply. Some people just look at purely price, right? They see the price of Bitcoin and say Bitcoin is way too expensive. It's 20 grand a Bitcoin, right? Then they see the price of Shiba Inu, it's like what, 5 or 6 zeros, and then a number, and they think I have to just get this because it's cheaper, right? So we didn't want to hinder anybody entering the ecosystem because they had a very high price, right? That's why we chose that, right? And we just think it just makes the data shows it just worked out a lot better. So that's why we chose that, because then it would give us a more reasonable price. Same thing is done in equities, right? That's why companies like Amazon, Tesla, they have stock splits because they want to make the price come down because they know not everybody looks at the valuation, they look at just the price, right? So it's a way to reduce friction. Also, who or what defines the risk score? So the risk score, I have to double check, but it's based on the volatility, right? How volatile that index is, right? So something that goes up and down 90% is going to have a very low risk, a very high I'm sorry, a very poor risk score, which would be like a 1 out of 5. I actually have to double check whether it's, because it's 1 to 5. I have to double check whether a 1 is a high or 5 is high. Once we launch the index, we'll know, but I'll double check with the developers and the documentation. But basically, a poor risk score is very volatile. Something that is not so volatile will have a better risk score. When am I coming to New York? I'm already in New York, bro. For those that don't know, I mean, I live in New York now. Right? I go back and forth, so I'm here half the time. I'm between New York City and Austin, so I'm here. I still have to plan the New York meetup. We've been busy, and we've been busy with Astra DAO, with Astra Bots, with token metrics. So many things we've been working on. We had the NFT grade launch a few weeks ago. Then Astra DAO. Then we have Astra Bots launching. So lots of things happening. Quick question: can I just buy and stake Astra for price profit long term? You can. I mean, you can do whatever you want. But I mean, the staking rewards will be pretty good, in my opinion. Uh, Glass of Beer says, coming from Pattaya, Thailand, question, would you risk a 30-day lock staking right now? Actually, staking is actually not 30 days. One thing I do want to clarify, because this is designed to prevent people just going in and out willy-nilly, all right, based on FOMO or FUD. I want to really make the project healthy in the short and long term, right? So one of the core contributors to the project who helped with tokenomics, incredible tokenomics, in my opinion. Let me actually pull this up. We actually had a blog post about this, right? Basically, this is the blog. You can find this by just going to our webpage. Where is this? And clicking M to go to our mirror page. But this is the blog that came out today on staking. Astra Taking is live. How to stake Astra iTokens and LP tokens, right? So basically, while the rewards will be generous, right? We're targeting initial launch, like this, like 100% APY was the target based on our modeling. But obviously that depends on how many people are actually staking. But anyway, this is how it works, right? Astra DAO staking model. There are 2 staking options, right? You can have no lockup, meaning you stake and you can remove the tokens, right? Or you can have lockup, right? Where you can lock them up for 3, 6, 9, or 12 months. Right now, because when Ethereum merge happens, when ETH 2.0 launches, we'll unfortunately have to redeploy our smart contracts. So it didn't make any sense to launch long-term staking now and then have to redeploy the staking contracts. So right now you can basically only stake for 3 months, right? But if you put your funds or your staking, right? If you stake in a lockup vault, you earn even more tokens than those who don't have any lockup, right? And everything is based on a staking score, as mentioned earlier, which factors in 1, how many tokens you're staking, and 2, the length you're staking. Right? This is designed to help the little guy and girl who believes in the project long term can still have a good staking score and still have a large say in the development of the protocol, right? Giving an example, right? Somebody has $1,000 worth of Astra and they stake for 10 days, will have the same staking score as somebody who has $10,000 worth of Astra and stakes for just 1 day, right? So that way, without having to be a whale, if you stake for a long time, you can still have the same staking score, and your staking score helps with governance voting, right? With the protocol, changing parameters, all that. And also with the rewards you earn, right? Okay, but getting down here to the part we put in bold and italicized so people know it's crystal clear, right? So to stake, there's basically a 7-day, 1 week cooling off period where you then have 24 hours. So basically, you similar to like Polygon and other projects. Let me actually demo this. If you come here, and I go to staking, right? So let's say I want to claim my rewards, right? So basically it says payout and instant payout will lead to your rewards being slashed by 89%, right? It's obviously not cool, right? So if you want to do that, you can, there's a slashing fee essentially, right? If you want to prevent this, you can claim 100% of the rewards by basically restaking for 90 days, for 3 months, right? So let's see, if we come here to stake, right? Basically, this shows the current slashing, right? We designed this to prevent too much gamification of the system. We wanted to incentivize long-term habits, right, for Astra DAO, right? So going back to this blog, right? So for example, it says claiming Astra rewards early causes slashing, whereby a percentage, basically an exit fee, is taken from the rewards capital and redistributed to index creators and stakers. Right? So those who believe long-term in the project will keep on earning more tokens. Right? If you want to exit, there's an exit fee. Right? Now the slashing fee starts from 90% on the first day of the rewards claim and decreases by 1% daily over 90 days until basically getting to 0%. Right? So those who are patient will reap most of the rewards in this protocol. Right? That's what Web3 and crypto is about. It's about creating the right incentives and tokenomics. Then, as mentioned earlier, right? Basically, where's this? Yeah. So to withdraw Astra, I tokens, and LP tokens from no lockup vaults, stakers must wait 7 days and then confirm to withdraw within a 24-hour time window. Right. And then additionally, staking rewards do not automatically compound. Instead, the rewards need to be manually claimed and all that. So that's basically the 101 on staking. Let me take off my AirPods. They're about to die. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys just type in the chat if you can still hear me? You should be able to hear me. Okay, all right. Next question. When am I coming back to Instagram? So I mean, not for a while. For some reason, Instagram took down my account last year, and I like being low key now. So I'm posting more on Twitter. I do YouTube videos, but right now I'm just so busy with work, with all the different projects we're working on, that doesn't really make sense. Is Astra DAO the first crypto index of its kind? No, it's not. The other indices out there, but I would say, in our opinion, we believe we've designed the first one with the right incentives, long term. Right? We've spent 2 years building this, right? From the tokenomics, the incentives, the game theory, because that matters as well, right? And then we also have the community, right? But also how we onboard people in crypto, right? That's something we're very good at. Our team working with Tokenmetrics, being involved in the space since 2016. So we think in the actual execution to bring people into crypto, we believe this is the first of its kind. Is the index fixed? Can the components of the index be changed? If so, how often? Yes, they can be changed. Whenever you want. I mean, so I demoed earlier. You could do daily, weekly. It's up to the index creator how often they would like to rebalance, right? Now, obviously, they should factor in gas fees, but I think most people will likely end up doing weekly rebalancing. Weekly, but with the option to do even more if there's a sharp move in the market, right? Let's say market is getting very, very bearish and the creator wants to just shift everything to stablecoins. They could do that, right? No, I don't think anybody's going to be upset that they're trying to preserve capital. Ian, if I have 5 billion Astra, how would you I'm sorry, Ian, if you have 5 billion Astra, how would you invest it for maximum profit? If I have, obviously not financial advice, but in my opinion, what I would do, if I had 5 billion Astra, all right, very good question, very good question. Right, I'm going to show what I would do. Right, one, I would do everything in portions. Right, I would take 10%. I would stake. No lockup. Right, that way you're earning rewards. Right, because rewards are being paid out per block. Right, so I'll take 10%, put that in staking. I would take another 10%, maybe 25%, put that in the liquidity pool, right? Basically, right? This is something that hasn't really been shared much, right? But you can basically, one, do single-sided liquidity pools on Uniswap. I mean, this is mind-blowing. I know Banco had single-sided liquidity pools, but I don't think single-sided liquidity pools on Uniswap are really been marketed. Unless I missed it. Right, but basically, I would be trying to get all the rewards I could get, right? So I would get staking rewards, I would get rewards for the indices, and I would get rewards for liquidity pools, right? So staking, I just covered that, 10%. So basically, let me just go through everything. 70 out of the rewards, 70% are going to the indices, right? And with the indices, that's a good portion. So one, I would put capital in an index that I think will do well. Now, obviously not everything. I'll put probably 25% in there. I'll put 10% towards the staking, and I put about 25% towards liquidity pools. Right. So in this case, I already have a liquidity pool on this wallet. Basically, I would come here, do add liquidity. I would do ETH, and I would choose Astra in this wallet. And this is basically the default that Uniswap gives you, right? So basically, this says that because Uniswap 2 would provide liquidity, Uniswap version 2 would provide liquidity from 0 all the way to infinity, which was not really efficient for earning fees, because how often is the price going to go to infinity? Uniswap version 3 provided concentrated liquidity positions, which help you earn more fees in a tight range that you can define. So in this case, this says that at the current price for Astra per ETH, which is what, basically 6 zeros and a 3. All right, going back to this, if the price goes down 50%, or if it goes up 100%, doubles, this is the range I would like to provide liquidity to, right? So let's say you have just purely Astra and you don't have any ETH. You should have some ETH for gas, but let's say you don't have enough ETH, right? Because typically the way Uniswap liquidity pools will work is 50-50, 50% one pair, 50% the other pair, right? So if I come here and I say I have, what, 0.9 ETH on this wallet, if I do max, it will find the other 50%, and basically says I have to provide $1,600 worth of Astra, and same for ETH, right? But let's say I don't have that much ETH. Let's say I only have 0.2 ETH, but I have a ton of Astra. What you can do is called a range order. You basically take this and you move it outside the current price range. So in this case, I would just say anywhere from 15% to 100%. So actually, I'm sorry, this is providing single-sided liquidity just for Ethereum. So let's say you have only ETH, no Astra. You're basically saying if the price of Astra goes up 15% to 100%, I want to add my Ethereum for liquidity just in this price range. And you can use this to earn Astra tokens. So it's almost a way to accumulate, right? So in this case, basically, you'll add your Ethereum to the pool without providing the other pair. And basically, as the price is going up, you're exchanging your ETH, you're selling it in exchange for Astra tokens. So once this is done, because basically this is single-sided liquidity pools, mean that you, in this case with ETH, you have 0% Astra, 100% Ethereum. Once the price goes above this range, you'll have 100% Astra, 0% ETH. So you basically sold your ETH for Astra. You basically accumulated Astra in a pretty genius fashion, actually. Right, so that's if you have ETH. If you don't have ETH, if you have just purely Astra, you would just do the opposite. You would basically bring the price down once again, outside the range. It's called a range order. So let's say price goes down minus 15% to minus, let's do 95%, right? Then you just put in your Astra, right? And now, without having to be limited by the amount of ETH you have, you can say basically, if the price is going down, I want to accumulate. Let me see. I want to accumulate ETH. I want to basically take my Astra, sell it for Ethereum. Right? You're basically hedging. So this is pretty cool. I don't think this is widely talked about, to my knowledge. Single-sided staking on Uniswap. I found this going through the documentation randomly when I was creating these pools for Astra. But definitely, I would do that. Right? I would probably do, honestly, 10% for both. Well, if I have Astra, because that was the question, if I have purely Astra, I'll probably just do on the downside and use that to basically accumulate some Ethereum, right? By adding liquidity. And then I mentioned the indices, basically coming here and doing all that. And yeah, that's what I would do. But let me know what you guys would do, right? With 5 billion Astra, right? All right, moving on to the next question on the AMA. Will the ETH merge affect Astra staking? Will we have to restake afterwards? So we plan to redeploy. We'll have to redeploy new contracts. So I have to double check with the developers, but that's why we have the max you can stake it as 3 months, right? That way people don't, because we have to launch new contracts, right? So if anything, me personally, I'm even just doing no lockup, right? Because that's something that will affect everybody in the whole Ethereum ecosystem. When is the merge with ETH2 happening? It's based on the block time. Estimates are September 15th to the 16th, I believe. So sometime next month. So basically like, what, 2.5, 3 weeks? Richard says, I'm worried about the fork for the ETH merge. When Bitcoin forked, I got stuck with BSV. Will this happen with ETH? How to protect ourselves? I'm not sure how you got stuck with BSV, but I mean, with Bitcoin fork, the best way to play it was on exchanges. I mean, that was free money. I mean, man, those were some airdrops. Bitcoin Cash, BSV. The way I played it is, I saw what crypto exchanges would support the fork. I think back then it was like Binance. Yeah, I think I used Binance. Basically, I took whatever Bitcoin I had, put it on Binance. I wasn't much, or I even bought some Bitcoin just for the fork. I put it on Binance, got some Bitcoin Cash or BSV. Once I had both Bitcoin and BSV and the others, I sold the fork. I did not stick around for Bitcoin Cash or BSV. I took that money and ran. So with ETH, I have to double check how it's going to work, but basically, I think it's the same ways. Find out what exchanges are going to support it, and typically, like the big major ones that are reputable, Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, I think they will support it. They'll basically give you their ETH proof of stake tokens, and then whatever's on proof of work, I think will either be renounced. If it's still trading with money, I mean, maybe, who knows, right? It's crypto; anything can happen. Crypto is a very interesting space. Hi, Ian. I just emailed TM support, but since you're here, I have an advanced plan. Should the 100x video be visible to me as of now? Yes, we fixed that issue. Some people, new customers were having an issue on TM research, but the video is now live, right? If you go to research.tokenmetrics.com/TV, you can view that video. You have to just log in with your Tokenmetrics account. Yes to the New York meetup. All right, yeah, we'll definitely work on that for sure. Are we hiring? In terms of Astra DAO, not yet, because this has been a project we've worked on for 2 years. Definitely has not been cheap. Launching a DeFi protocol with blockchain developers and everything. That's why we've been heavily involved as co-contributors and supporters and sponsors of the project. But to really take this forward, right? To get even, because we have 2 audits, but as we keep on developing and building, we have to keep on growing the ecosystem, right? So from one from uh, getting more developers, bug bounty, audits, even marketing. So we do plan to put out a ecosystem treasury proposal to help further fund Astra, because everything has to be done through the community, right? So it's not like we just gave us ourselves tokens in the treasury. Everything has to be asked by the community, right? This is a community-based project. So once we do that and we get some funds, we definitely want to hire, right? The priority would be more developers, right? So we can constantly keep on improving the protocol. We're looking for new interns. I mean, we're always looking for interns, or even people who want to help with the community. If you want to be a moderator, anything like that, just email dao@astradao.org. Sorry, just joining that. What's going on with Astra? Astra DAO, well, it's a way to passively invest in crypto. We airdropped a token to the community, basically kickstarting the network with a governance proposal. Lets anybody passively invest in crypto, basically launch an index fund and invest in an index fund. Okay, let's see here. Better audio? Okay, that's awesome. Can I put the link where to stake? Yeah. So astrodao.org/staking, but I will put it in the chat. All right. Okay, I see we get rewards on gains. Do we lose rewards if the index goes down? Well, it depends on the kind of rewards we're talking about, right? So let's say I invest in somebody's index, right? So let's say they make profits and I go to withdraw, right? I have to pay 20% performance fee to the index creator. I'm sorry, 20% performance fee to both the index creator and the all stakers, right? Basically an exit fee, right? For helping me make money, right? It's like a typical uh, fund, right? So in this case, for example, let's say that 20%, right? 80% goes to the creator, basically 16%, and 20%, the basically 4%, goes to all stakers, right? So on profits, right? So that's one aspect, right? But then you still get rewards for staking. That's not depending on the performance of the index. That's just for locking your tokens. Then you also get rewards for being part of the liquidity pool, right? That's not affected by index going down. Now, if you invest in an index and it goes down, you're still earning rewards for basically liquidity mining, right? For having your funds in that index, right? So that's not based on price. The only thing based on price is the exit fee, right? Basically, the person withdrawing their funds, they have to pay a fee to the community and the index creator. But good question. How do you get Astra not in CoinGecko? We applied to CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, so give it a week. We should be there shortly. But for now, you can just get it on Uniswap, basically. Now, actually, our team is going to work on putting that on the website. Let me actually ping them now. Uh, okay, all right. Okay, done. On the to-do list. right, Ian and the Token Metrics team are my crypto Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway. Thank you, appreciate that. Is there a max supply for Astra? Yes, 100 trillion tokens, right? So basically the way it works is our market cap is the same as the FTB, right? If you go to, like, for example, on, can I move this? This is Dex screen. Right? Basically, market cap and FTV is the same because all the tokens that can be minted have been minted, right? 100 trillion tokens. As mentioned before, that's a high amount to make sure the price is very, very low, because that way there's no friction for people to enter, right? Whether you have a dollar or whatever, people can buy it and still have a large amount of tokens without having to feel like they don't have enough tokens. But basically, this is the max supply, right? And it says now not all these tokens will actually be in circulation, right? Because some of these tokens, like most of these tokens, will actually be in the staking rewards contract, right? And those are vested. So if we go to the documentation here, tokenomics, this shows the breakdown of the supply, right? Do we have the vesting here? Or is that in the white paper? Allocation and vesting. Yeah, so vesting is basically, okay, actually it's a table, right? So this shows the vesting, right? Vesting schedule for all the tokens, right? But tokens have been minted. So because it was designed like this by the blockchain engineers, all the tokens are there, right? So as opposed to the tokens being minted per block or whatever, everything has been minted, but these are vested, right? So kind of a different way of doing it. Now, the DAO always has the option to, based on community vote and governance, to potentially mint new tokens if need be. But I don't really foresee that happening. But that's something there just as the DAO, if the DAO ever wanted to do that, based on the community. Okay, all right. Will you and Bill please make an index to show us how it's done? So yeah, so I'll be making an index. Definitely stay tuned. I'll do a video on it, and then we'll share that. Are we going to have metaverse indices? Yes. So the plan is we have about 4 indices we want to launch. One for DeFi, one for Web3, one for gaming and metaverse, and one for NFTs, or NFT infrastructure. So these will basically be sector indices. Can you elaborate on the legal processes you went through to create this? Yeah, I mean, it was lots of expensive legal bills. I mean, where do we start? Like 6 figures we're talking about. But basically, I mean, we formed a Swiss association. Switzerland is a good jurisdiction, right? So basically, the board and the 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 sponsors, right? The Astra Development Association, right, is a Swiss entity association. Um, Basically, built the code, getting lots and lots of legal advice, launched the protocol, right? Then in a decentralized fashion, first of all, we went through KYC AML compliance. And that was our legal team told us we had to do that. Then because we had to really screen who was getting the token, right? Even though it was going to be a low dollar price, we still had to make sure we weren't giving this to terrorists, right? Um, Especially with what's happening with everything in crypto, right? So basically, we had to make sure all that was done. What about 3,000 people, 3,000 people for the airdrop, and then creating a governance proposal for the community to launch the network. Right? We couldn't just launch the network ourselves, right? This had to be a community decision. So we had that snapshot where almost 300 people, right, voted to make the tokens, because when we dropped the tokens, they were locked, right? Then the community as a whole came together, coalesced, right? We the people, and voted to start the network. right? So definitely a lengthy process, an expensive process, but we wanted to make sure we did this the right way. Staking all my Astra, good idea. Depends on you, right? I mean, me personally, I would not do it now, honestly, right? Because first of all, be cognizant that there is a 7-day cooling off period to withdraw your tokens, and then there's a slashing fee, right? Basically, you can lose like 90% of your rewards unless you wait an additional 90 days, as mentioned earlier, right? So this is all only the documentation. This is designed to prevent people from getting in and out, right? We're not looking for degens. So think long term, right? And now with ETH2 merge happening, we'll have to launch new contracts for proof of stake. So that's why we've limited the max you can stake as 3 months, right? But it's also an option for no lockup, right? So if anything, me personally, I'm doing like 10%. I'm doing no lockup with 10% of my Astra, right? So that's what I'm personally doing. Did I do anything 25%? 25% was liquidity pools, right? But that's different, right? But I've not staked any of my LP tokens, so that's what I'm doing. Wade says I just bought some via the Astra website. Oh, you did? Nice. Let me actually take a look. Do we have? Well, actually, we do have that there. I'm sorry, I messed up. So yeah, if you just go to Astra, how to buy Astra. Yeah, so we do have it here. Okay, my bad. Yeah, so basically we have a guide how to create a wallet, add ETH to your wallet, how to swap ETH. We have the contract address right here. And yeah, so actually our team did a good job. I missed this. I forgot about it. Yeah, then buy Astra. So nice and simple. Thank you, Wade. How much did this project cost you? It was not cheap. I mean, it was not cheap. Lots and lots of lawyers. Um, Development was expensive. Designers were not cheap. Uh, Getting the core team together was not cheap. Uh, the audits were not cheap. I mean, the audits themselves were like over 50 grand, like because you cannot launch a project in crypto, right, without doing a smart contract audit, right? Because if we come here, uh, going to the documentation, right down here, security audits, right? So we have an audit from Hacken. We had 3 audits from Hacken and 1 from Helborn, right? Like everything we were building and launching, we had to make sure it was audited, right? We don't want to be that DeFi project that launches without an audit and gets hacked. And even then, right, because hacking in crypto happens all the time, obviously you can never be 100% confident. Like even the best products get hacked. But we really wanted to make sure, especially as an index protocol where people are putting their funds in the index, right, that it's not a honeypot or basically something people target, right? So these are the audits. How an audit goes through, shows all the issues with it and what we made to it, right? So like, let me pick an example here. Right, so basically the score, the framework, like, and this takes a time. This took a while. Honestly, we could have launched even earlier, but the audits is what takes a while. Because for one, getting an auditing firm in crypto during a bull run, I mean, these firms were printing money, and they had a long line. Like the best auditing firms had waitlists for like 6 months, right? So, and then any changes you make to the smart contracts, you have to then get that re-audited, and you might have to wait 2 months, right? So it was a hassle. So we had this, then Hacken with their audits, right? So we just had to make sure this was secure. Now, long term, we would like to have the entire Astra protocol go through formal verification if possible, but that is super expensive, right? That's basically what they do with code for spaceships, right? For like going to the moon and like if you want to send a rocket ship, spaceship to the moon, you have to make sure that that code does exactly what it's meant to be, to do, without any hiccups, without any hacking, right? But that's verifying everything formally. That's what Cardano is trying to do as well with their code. But Uniswap V2, for example, went through formal verification. V3 hasn't gone through that. I know Synthetics went through that as well, but that is very expensive. Right? We're not there yet, but if we can really build a good treasury based on the growth of the whole ecosystem, that's something we definitely want to do in the long term, right? But for now, like the audits was expensive. Lawyers, having lawyers in the U.S., getting lawyers in Switzerland. But yeah, I mean, we think it's worth it. This is something we believe in. We want a way for people to passively invest in crypto through Astra DAO. And the cool thing that I haven't even mentioned, once we launch the indices, you can invest using crypto in the indices. Like if I go back to, where is this? Entering an index, right? So you can invest in an index with ETH, with Ethereum, and stablecoins, DAI, USDT, or USDC, right? We chose not to use Astra just to not have the volatility. We're not trying to be like, what's that project? Luna and Anchor and UST. I'm not trying to do all that. Wanted to not be biased. But basically, ETH and stablecoins is what you use to invest in the index. But there's also an option, which is why we think we're different than other DeFi indices. You can also invest with cash, with your debit card, credit card, right? We partnered with MoonPay to allow anybody basically to just, if your friends don't even have any crypto, they can still invest, right? So we have integration with MoonPay. I have to double check with the team whether that's actually working, but it should be working. But I think that'll be pretty cool, right? Your friends can just come here. They don't want to bother with MetaMask and all that. Using MoonPay, they can just put the capital in. So really getting people in crypto. I mean, getting people outside of crypto to invest in crypto passively. Right? The onboarding matters. Did you consider using designers from countries such as Eastern Europe or India for much lesser costs? We did, but the designer we went with came from, it was an agency in Germany, and they were really good. They've done designs for lots of projects. They've worked for projects like Liquidity, which you guys know I've covered before. I love them for being able to borrow stablecoins against your ETH. You can basically borrow the stablecoin LUSD with your Ethereum, and I liked it. Smash those like buttons. Yes, smash those like buttons. If you're enjoying this live stream, if you're enjoying Astra DAO, if you're a fan of Tokenmetrics, definitely show the support. I would say smash the like buttons, subscribe, and reshare this video with anybody. Anybody who has any questions on Astra DAO, have them watch this video. I definitely wanted to get this out there to help answer any questions on Astra DAO. We'll have more content coming out. I will be going actually on a BitBoys show on Friday. I'll be covering primarily the Astrobot NFTs, which are lifetime subscriptions to Tokenmetrics, but I may even touch on Astra DAO if we have the time. But thank you all for the support. Can I hold my Astra in a ledger? Yes, it's an ERC20 token, right? So anywhere that's supported, that works. MetaMask, Ledger. Yeah, this DAO is currently only on Ethereum. It's not on Phantom or Polygon. Okay, I think I've answered all the questions. Wow. All right. It's been an hour, 20 minutes. Thank you all. Definitely appreciate the support. It's been great to finally launch this project. Took us a while, for sure, but now it's out there. Now it's uh, us for the community to come together and take our mascot, Astra, and all of us. I hope you guys like the mascot. All right, this astronaut dolphin, right? Take him to the moon and beyond, right? And help people passively invest and build wealth in crypto, right? Through investing in indices. And I will be launching my own index, as mentioned. I'll do a video on that, and all of you will have the ability to co-invest with me. Right? I'll put my own capital in it. I'll have skin in the game. But this is not really about us or me launching an index. This is about the community as a whole coming together and having them launch their own indices, right? Because this is about the whole ecosystem. So, with that being said, thank you, everybody. Uh, yeah, so thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. One last question. Are there any airdrops for people in the stream? Not at the moment, unfortunately, but once we have the governance proposal put out for us to have a treasury for Astra DAO, we do plan to have community rewards. Right? So we do plan to have basically airdrops for the community for doing different things, whether it's for creating content on Astra, whether it's sharing Astra on social media, or even joining the live stream. Right? So we have everything planned, and that'll be more on the marketing side. But that's something we definitely love to do. Right? We definitely want to. If you missed out on the airdrop, no worries. Right? If the proposal passes, we'll get some funds from the treasury and help grow Astra. Right? I keep getting asked this question: where can Astra go? Obviously, I'm biased, being part of the core uh, core board and the founding team to kickstart the project and sponsor the project. But I think anything's possible, right? I think we can get up there with the best projects because think about this: people in crypto, all of you watching this, are probably investors or traders in crypto, right? So who would not want to like that? The use case of investing in crypto is never going away. If it goes away, crypto's dead. Honestly, that use case is the biggest use case, right? So that's our market potential, and we're growing after that. And our goal is to help people passively invest in crypto. How big is Vanguard? How big is Wall Street? Right. So that's the potential for Astra DAO. Right. Our goal is, I mean, when we see other projects, not to really poo-poo on them, right? When you see projects like what Shiba Inu with $7 billion market cap, actually, I know the founders, well, a few of the founders for Shiba Inu. I was actually hosting them during COVID, and boy, did I miss that one. But I mean, who would have known a meme coin would have blown up? But anyway, but there was genius in their marketing, right? And when I spoke with them, I was like, the marketing, I respect the marketing, but even more important though, the community builder. Like community matters the most, right? Looking at all the different projects. But anyway, in terms of where this can go, the sky's is not the limit, right? As we say, as the slogan for Tokenmetrics is, the moon is not the limit to the moon and beyond, right? That's where I think Astra is going. Obviously, I'm biased, not financial advice. I do own Astra, obviously. So don't use that to go out there and FOMO. But with that being said, love you all. Thank you so much for everything. And I'll do a deep dive video walking through me creating an index, staking, all that. Won't be a live stream, it will just be a pre-recorded video. Hopefully, maybe later this week, or will come out early next week, or sometime next week, if we have to do any editing and all that to make sure it's concise and tight. But yeah, looking forward to the growth of the project and the ecosystem. With that being said, thank you, crypto family. Take care, and I'll see you next time.